Greetings and welcome to the 19th episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. As always, I'm your host, Elf Guy, and today we have another set of three rather interesting and random houses for you that'll take you from, woodland retreats to flying homes high in the sky as we try and find your dream home in Cyrodiil. And there's some pretty great house mods in this lineup, so I do hope you enjoy checking them out. And of course, you can find download links for all the mods shown down in the video description below. Now, let's go ahead and get things started with our popular house mod of the week, which this week is Flying Island Home by Aoringo. And this mod adds a small magical platform near the stables outside of the Imperial City, which when you activate it, takes you to this small but, kind of beautiful flying abode high in the skies above Cyrodiil. And the house itself consists of two flying islands, a smaller island with gardens and some, really stunning views over the province of Cyrodiil, and especially the Imperial City in particular. And this is also where you'll find the magical platform that you originally arrived at, as well as some ingredient gardens and the main house island, which is a beautiful and tranquil home surrounded by a small bit of landscaping up here in the sky. And it's connected to the other islands by a small bridge. There's a nice set of steps here leading up to the main house, including a charming set of fountains, flowers, and colourful trees that lend a very atmospheric and, scenic beauty to this island. Not to mention a bit of verticality with how the island is set up, with the overhanging stone arches and, steps going up to the main house here. Now, the views up here are especially spectacular, with, stunning vistas awaiting your every stroll through the gardens, and lots of ideal overlooks to take in the scenery down far below. And the exterior bit of this flying island is certainly the central charm of this home, and you'll find yourself wanting to come back again and again just to, take in the views of the surrounding province and to just, relax in the gardens. And here you can see the house on the map, and it should be noted that it does not come with a map marker, though that's not really an issue since the magic platform to get up here is located right next to the Imperial City Stables map marker, so it's pretty easy and convenient to find for a short commute to the capital. Now, before we check out the interior, you'll find a small platform on a lower level of this flying island that includes magical portals to all the major cities in Cyrodiil, so you can instantly get to and from any of the cities in the game, which is fairly convenient. And going inside, you'll find a fairly typical Cheydinhal style manor, with a small entry hall that leads right into a sort of dining area and kitchen, with the kitchen being, hidden behind these doors here. There's a modest bit of simple decorations and clutter in here, but there's also some space to add in your own items as well. And over on the other side, you'll find a small drinking area with stools and a nice selection of booze behind the counter here, where you can serve guests or yourself during the evening hours. And going upstairs, you'll find a study, library, and magic lab that's all combined into this one room here, with altars of enchanting and spellmaking, as well as a large bookshelf and a table to study at. And of course, the last room up here is the master bedroom, which includes an outward area with a desk, more bookshelves, and access to an outdoor balcony, as well as an area behind the curtains here where you'll find the master bed, some storage, and a few nice decorations to lend a bit of character here. And downstairs, you'll find a small basement, including a small sort of display hall area with built-in wall display cases that you can use to show off a fair amount of stuff. The main portion of the basement, though, is dedicated to guest bedrooms, and in total there's 3 guest bedrooms down here, and 1 more down below, making for 6 guest beds that companions or NPC staff can use. And last of all, there's a set of bathing chambers down here, where you'll find the last guest bed, and going through this curtain here automatically disrobes you actually, which is kind of convenient. You don't have to manually take off all your armor and clothing to take a bath. And there's also some actual working showers down here, which is kind of interesting. And all in all, Flying Island Home is a beautiful and scenic abode in the skies of Cyrodiil, with a ton of handy and useful features, including altars of enchanting and spellmaking, a decent amount of storage and display space, guest bedrooms, and magic platforms to every city in Cyrodiil. Not to mention, it just has so many fantastic views. This is definitely a great house mod that's worth checking out if you're looking for a home in the skies. Moving on, we have our new house mod of the week, which this week is Karaidus Mansion by SkandarGraun. And I do apologise if I mispronounced the name there. And anyway, this is a rather scenic abode located in the Great Forest region, west of Coral, sitting atop a small hillside with stairs leading up from the road down below, which adds a nice vertical element to the exterior design here, which, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of. The house itself is a charming, almost grand-looking manor, but not, without some rustic charm, including gardens and flowering vines climbing up the exterior walls here. And out back, you'll find a stables where you can, keep your horse, and a little training area for archery practice. And looking at the map, you can see this house really isn't that far from Coral, just down the Black Road a little ways, with a short commute. Plus, this home does of course include a map marker for you to use, and inside you'll find a rather grand and lavish abode with lots of detail and clutter, including a really charming main entry hall that looks up towards the second floor, a lounge and dining area here to the side with a wide array of books on the bookshelf here, and also a roaring fireplace, and a pot of stew already on the table, ready to be consumed. And heading upstairs, the second floor is divided on two sides, with one side containing a sort of, display hall with various weapon racks, a display case, another fireplace of course, and a guest bed that a companion could use if they so desire. And, real quick, I just have to comment on how beautiful and atmospheric this interior is. It's, really quite homely feeling. But moving on, here we have the master bedroom, which has a very comfy looking bed, I must say. And there's even a display of ebony armor here to, watch you sleep, because that's not creepy at all. Now, there's also a small hidden magical lab here, where you'll find an assortment of books, alchemical equipment and containers, as well as a few magical artifacts just lying around. And as you might expect of a magical lab, there's a couple of orbs of enchanting and spellmaking in here, not to mention an altar of health so you can get healed, which is, quite convenient. And downstairs you'll find the last room of this house, a beautiful and very inviting set of baths with, lavish yet cozy decorations. This is a great place to go after a long day of adventuring, and, there's even a small lounge over here to the side where, you can read a book by the pool if you so desire, and you'll also find a small bathroom down here that's mostly cosmetic. And anyway, all in all, this is a lovely and beautiful abode in the Great Forest that comes with a rather, lavish set of decorations and a few features, like a map marker, guest bed, altars of enchanting and spellmaking, an altar of healing, a pool to, relax in, and of course a stable for your horse, and the manor is absolutely free for the taking. And if you're looking for a scenic woodland home, this might be a good one to check out. And finally, we have our underrated house mod of the week, which this week is Arrow Rest Lodge by Yevic. And this mod adds a modest-sized woodland sort of cabin to the Great Forest south of Coral, along the road to Hackdirt actually. And it's not much to look at really, just a rustic cabin along the trees here. But, it does have a rather nice outdoorsy quality to it. And it, blends in rather well with the rest of the trees in the Great Forest here. And as you can see here, it's also pretty close to a way shrine where you can, receive a blessing, which is rather convenient. And you can see the house on the map here, and it's really not that far away from Coral. It's a little bit of a hike to get to town, but it's not too bad. And of course, there's a map marker as well. And in order to gain access to the house, you'll need to find the key, which is hidden somewhere nearby. But once you get inside, you'll find a rather cozy cabin in the woods, including a kitchen and dining room, which leads into a small display hall, here on the side, as you can see here. It's a rather charming house with some unique decorations and clutter to make it feel welcoming. And upstairs, you'll find a large hall which connects all the bedrooms in this abode. And there's actually a fair number of bedrooms included here, with about 4 in total, I believe. And they're all pretty much about the same size, and most of them have double master beds. And this means you can have a fair number of companions or staff living here, since there's plenty of room. And a nice touch here is that each bedroom is given a unique look and colour to make them all feel, just a little bit different. And going back downstairs, you'll find the lounge and library here with a roaring fireplace, a number of books to, look over, a breakfast table, and even a grandfather clock. And you'll notice the interior lighting in here is rather atmospheric as well, with, lots of sun shafts coming in from the outside to give this a dark but again rustic sort of feel. And overall, this is a lovely little cabin in the woods with a lot of, rustic charm, especially on the interior side of things. It does come with a map marker as well as, 5 guest bedrooms for companions or staff to use. And it also has cobble support with a number of cobble features for you to use if you happen to, have that mod installed. And if you like simple but, rustic cabins, this might be a good mod for you to check out. And anyway, that wraps up this episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week with another batch of mods.